All right. Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm running behind. All right, my microphone. Let me just adjust this over here. Okay, cool. Mark here. Mark P. Markets. Thank you for joining me for another Bitcoin video analysis session. Again, I apologize. Steen, this is what happens when I try to do work before the stream. Okay, so anyway, I'm running behind. Let's get this started. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Let me first explain to you how this works real quick. So first, I'm going to go over the economic calendar very quickly. Then we're going to go over this Bitcoin analysis, which you could see on my screen here. I published this yesterday on TradingView, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going on and what to expect. That's the whole point of the stream. And then we're going to do Trade Scanner Pro. We're going to look for some trades, and I'm going to give you some more tutorial or some more lessons on how to use the Trade Scanner Pro script that is now available on TradingView. Okay, so let's just get this thing started real quick. All right, hold on. So this is for educational purposes only. For investment advice, please consult a licensed investment advisor. All right, you guys can hear me, right? Just give me a quick yes in the chat. You guys can hear me. I see Steen and Armin. Good to see you guys. Sometimes I have like a sound problem here, but you guys should be able to hear me okay. All right, now, if you don't hear me, let me know. I would imagine by now you'll say no sound. Okay, anyway, so if you're new to the stream, again, here's how it works. Thanks, Steen. If you want to share what city or what country you're from, that's always a fun fact. I'm streaming from the greater New York City area. That's why I have to speak really fast right now. Okay. Also, a couple of things. Check the links in the description. All right. If you want to sign up for the 14-day free trial for Trade Scanner Pro, I'll put the link in the chat. There's a link in the description as well. Let me just type the link in the chat real quick. Hold on. And I'll show you the page when we at some point in the stream. So if you go to this link, okay, this will take you to the page. All right, that should be the right one. And you can sign up for a 14-day free trial there. Make sure to include your TradingView username so that I can manually add you to the system. Okay, that takes a few hours right now. Again, please write that, put that in your notes. It takes a few hours. I get people saying, I signed up and I never got my invite. And then how long ago have you signed up? Oh, a minute ago. Give it a few hours. Okay, so second, join the community for free. There's a link in the description as well. A lot of interesting stuff in the community chat, and we're going to have a lot of other resources in there as well. So check that out. Okay. Also, you'll notice that we have some affiliate links. Okay. One for Bybit, one for MEXC, right? Those are Steen's affiliate links. So please help him out. If you're looking for an exchange to try some stuff with, all right, open an account, fund the account, place some trades, and Steen gets a small cut of your commission. And it goes a long way into helping him support the community. Now, there's something else I have to add to that. There's a new link, okay? And I'm going to share it in the channel now. This new link, all right, let me just put it in here. Hold on a second. This new link is also Steen's link, okay? See that link right there? It doesn't hyperlink, does it? Hold on, let me try that again. Let me see if this works. This is a new link, all right? And what this is, let me explain this here in a second. I just have to I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. All right, hold on. Okay, so this link right here, yeah, it's the same link. This link right here, and I'm going to show it. This is also Steen's affiliate link. This is his TradingView affiliate link, okay? So if you're thinking about opening up getting a premium subscription to TradingView, there are some benefits to that. Now, just so you know, you don't need a TradingView subscription to use Trade Scanner Pro. You can use the free version, but there are benefits to having a paid version, even if it's the cheapest one. Plus, you get $15 back. Steen can explain that to you. But anyway, okay, cool. So, hey, Giovanni, how are you? So for those of you that are thinking about getting TradingView as a platform, I have to say, I mean, I've been using the platform for years, and I'm not just saying this just because blah, blah, blah. The platform is unmatched, okay, in terms of flexibility and customization to what you need to get out of it. And it appeals to traders at all levels. I mean, I use it for certain things, and it's just unmatched. So keep that in mind. It's a very good tool. Okay, now, we'll talk about that stuff. We'll get to that chart in a second. So those are the links there. Now, and then we'll get into the trading, the Trade Scanner Pro momentarily. Let's get this let's get this thing moving, shall we? All right. So from Lithuania. All right, cool. Good to see you. All right. Now let's talk about the economic calendar. All right. Now, sometimes I like to ask you guys what's on the calendar, but today I'm just going to get through it real quick because, I'm running behind here. So first thing that we have on the economic calendar is these are important events. Okay. There's lots of stuff. If you pull up any economic calendar, right, like there's one on TradingView, there's all kinds of stuff on there. And if you're a beginner, you're going to be like, well, which one's important and which one isn't? They all look important, but I'm going to tell you what's important. All right. So tomorrow we have, tomorrow's Tuesday. We have Bank of Australia. They have their rate announcement. So that can be important if you're in any Forex pairs that are relative to the Aussie dollar or whatever, Australian dollar, whatever. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now, that type of announcement is not a US dollar mover. It's not a major mover of the US dollar. Okay. And the US dollar is still the world reserve currency from what I heard. So make sure, you realize that if you're in Aussie pairs. Now, on Wednesday, there's nothing important. On Thursday, we have the Bank of England. They have their rate announcement. So the same deal. If you're in any pound cross pairs, any pound crosses, it can have an effect. But it's not like a big major S&P mover, all right, or anything like that. So please keep that in mind. Those are really particular to Forex traders. Friday, we have Michigan consumer sentiment. That's for the U.S. Now, that is not typically a major market mover, all right? That's not non-farm payrolls. That's not an FOMC meeting. But if there are any surprises, it can have like an intraday effect. So that's really more important for day traders. I believe that number comes out at 10 a.m. Eastern time, but you're going to have to double check that. But that's on Friday. And that's usually, again, not a huge mover. But of all the information that's coming out this week, that's the more important one. Okay, so that's it for the economic calendar. Generally, I would consider this a quiet week. All right, next, let's move on to this chart, shall we? All right, so I'm gonna take that. Stian, that's your short link, by the way. Okay, all right. So again, people, help them out. Sign up for these things. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. If you read my analysis that I published yesterday, right, I was talking about test of 60K again, right? And now today's title, of course, is a pullback to 60K. And it looks like we're on our way. All right, we have the red candle. Now, a couple of things I want to point out real quick. These arrows on the chart, these arrows here, they're pointing to the recent swing lows, right? Now, most people are going to look at that and be like, yeah, so. But the thing is, there's a relationship here between these lows. And typically, that relationship points to what I called the failed low, all right? This is a failed low, which is similar to a double bottom. And it's basically, this came off of 56K, right? I think the low was 56,400. This low over here, right? This low right here, that 56,400, 56,500, I'm sorry. So we bounced like right off that low, basically, right? This level on my chart, by the way, has been on my chart for months. So these are relevant support and resistance levels. Now, keep something in mind when it comes to relevant support and resistance levels. Markets are mostly random. Write that on a piece of paper, write it on your forehead, write it somewhere, and accept that. Most people don't. I say it a million times, and then I get a question like, well, so what do you think the market's going to be tomorrow? I have no idea. Markets are mostly random. So what that means in terms of support and resistance levels is these levels can easily get blown through for whatever reason. If there's a powerful catalyst, they can get blown through. So that means we can't rely on them 100%, but we can use them as a point of reference so that we can anticipate a certain type of behavior in the future. That is where they are valuable. So these are reference points. So if you had this on your chart, like I have it on mine, you would know one thing at least. Maybe you wouldn't be confident enough to step in and buy, all right? Or you wouldn't know where to find the signals to do something like that. But if anything, you should not be shorting here. That's like a key point. What happens is if you're following a lot of these frauds who have no idea what they're doing, right? They're watching like a 5-minute chart and Bitcoin's going to go to 40K. I'm shorting it now. And you're shorting the absolute worst price. That's called reacting to what you see. You cannot do that. You must pay attention to the levels. Just like on Friday when people were watching my stream. I should have retitled the stream, How to Lose $2,000 in 90 Minutes in Bitcoin. That's what the title should have been. But I was explaining something in that stream. I was fighting that trend. You can go back and watch the stream. It's on the channel. The thing is, I said to people, I'm not going to start buying this thing now, okay? Because most likely it's near a peak. It's not at a support level. And as soon as I turned the stream off, we got the pullback that I was trying to get into. Anyway, so the point is, the levels give you that point of reference. This level is a key level, 56K, and the market just proved it, okay? We have a serious bounce. In fact, this is an inside bar right here. See this little candle right here? See that candle? That's an inside bar coming off of an important support level. So if you were watching this on the daily time frame, you could have put a trade together. Of course, we're looking at this after the fact. But the thing is, even if this is after the fact, I mean, back here too, right? This candle over here, this one is an inside bar. If you took the break of the high, you're coming off of a support. There was some profit potential in this little move. Not much, I mean, relative to the bigger picture, but there was something. Here, there was something, obviously, okay? So you cannot react. You have to anticipate. That brings me to where we are now. So now we went straight to this resistance, 64K. My people should not be surprised. The people that follow me understand the relevance of support and resistance levels. This 64K area is a resistance. If anyone was telling you, hey, you're going to 100K now, and you bought there, you just bought into a resistance. Okay. Now, if you read my article, I talked about, the pullback from here. And in fact, that's what my illustration, this here, right? My illustration represents. That's the scenario that I'm anticipating. Now, keep in mind, it looks great now, right? Oh, well, you were right. I'm not always right. Okay. I put these illustrations on the chart to basically show you what I'm anticipating for the week. But the market does what it wants. And I adjust when the market gives new information. Right now, so far, I'm correct, right? We're rejecting the resistance. This is an ugly candle. Most likely, we are going to pull back over the next few days if we close like this and take out the low tomorrow, okay? So this could be important for a number of things. If you're long from a lower price as a swing trade, probably this would be a good time to take profits if you have some, all right? Don't sit there and hope. Like, oh, it'll go back up here. It'll do that. Not if it looks like this, chances are lower. Remember, anything is possible, but we're looking at probabilities, right? So here's what I anticipate as the week unfolds. We pull back into 60K. Now, keep in mind, I say anticipate. This is not like a certain thing. Like, oh yeah, we're going to go there. I don't know if we will, but I believe that if we're going to pull back and we're going to reverse, this would be the location to watch right here. That's the 60K support. Now, if you notice, we tested this level before, right? So that would basically, what that would turn into at this point would be a head and shoulders, okay? An inverted head and shoulders. Now, I don't make a big deal out of those classic chart patterns, so don't get all caught up with that nonsense. All you need to know is that we're going back to an important support level if we get there. And we get a buy signal here on this time frame, meaning like another inside bar situation, or maybe we get like a pin bar situation, like in this area right here. Like I'll draw you a little pin bar, okay? You get like a pin bar, okay? Like something like that in this area right there. And you take out the pin bar high, you're at least you could measure potential from 64K, right? So we're likely to retest that again. Now, for those of you that think that, markets are forecastable and you don't understand this idea of the random nature, if you're sitting there following people's dreams and hopes and all that garbage and you're going to be rich tomorrow and they're telling you it's going to go back up here, it might, but there's a lot of resistance it has to fight. Now, the general trend is still bullish, okay? So as long as this area holds, right, if 60K holds and we don't break this, we don't take out that 56K low, right? This can turn in, this may not be a higher low. This may turn into a double bottom. This may turn into another failed low. We may get the low over here. Those are all possibilities. I'm just showing you one possibility of countless possibilities, okay? So you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for multiple possibilities. Now, but if we get the move, right, and it goes higher, you're looking to take money off the table here. Don't let greed take over and all the fake gurus encouraging you, oh, it's going to go up here. Right? Don't get caught up in that because it can, but you're better off taking your money when you can. Okay? Don't look for home runs. This market is consolidating. This is not, while the broader trend is bullish, we're still inside of this consolidation. So sure, we could make arguments for eventually this thing will start breaking resistances, right? And possibly see new highs. But that move can take a couple of months, not a couple of days. Does that make sense? You have any questions about this, guys? Hey, Isaac. Hey, Dom, how are you? All right. Built in. Yeah, Armin. Yeah, I tell you, the TradingView platform I like. It's just unmatched. Okay, that's why a lot of people integrate with it. Any questions about this? So I mean, that's pretty much what I'm thinking on this time frame. Right now, you have to understand something. Hold on, I see something here. Could you please touch on the investor spot perspective? And alts, what does a good consolidation level? Okay, that's a good question for investing. Okay, here, I'll pop the question up here. So as far as investing goes, that this 56K area, that's your investing level. That's one investing level, okay? I say anywhere between 56 and 50, if you get that opportunity. The market may not deliver that, but if you get that, this is 50K, that's 45. Here's 50K over here, the whole number. Right. So if you get a test of this area, which is still possible, this leg right here may not bounce at 60K like I'm anticipating. It may just keep going and break. Okay. If you get a test in this area right here, that's a good investing level, in my opinion. But again, you have to have an investing plan, meaning real quickly, if you have 10K to invest, for example, you're not going to throw all 10K in here. You decide a certain percentage that you're going to invest each week or each month. So let's just say it happens to be 10%, $1,000. Let's just say you have to decide that number. Okay. So let's say, okay, I'm going to buy 1,000 here, but you still have 9,000 left to add to dollar cost average into. Now, if the market gives you a greater opportunity, meaning it pulls back to 45K, now perhaps you can add another 1,000, right? You get it? So, and then maybe it never gets back to 45K. Maybe it bounces off of 50K and you never get any more pullbacks. In a situation like that, you can add 1,000 on a break of a resistance, right? Basically a breakout, because at least it's going your way at that point, right? So you have to figure that part out. But as far as investment levels go, you have to look at major support levels, right? So 56K, 50K, 45, 40, 38, like those are going to be your major levels, okay, to consider investing. Now, as far as altcoins go, I don't watch many. I check Ethereum, Litecoin, but they all follow Bitcoin. So I really don't have much to say about altcoins, and I'm not really going to spend much time here with those. But if Bitcoin can't rally, chances are most of the altcoins are going to be in the same boat. Now, there are exceptions where certain coins have some ridiculous news and the whole world gets hyped and the whole world piles in. Those are jokes and those are lottery tickets. So if you happen to get a good one and you get some money in, like you get some profit, take the money, because usually those don't really go anywhere. You have to understand something. This Bitcoin move that we saw, right, in recent months, this whole thing that got everyone all excited, you realize that is not an economic growth move. That's not stimulus from the Fed like we've seen previously. No one talks about that. This was a move by the institutions, right? The ETF nonsense. That's basically what that was. So this was artificially pushed, in my opinion, or it has not come from the usual source, which is usually low interest rates. Okay. So if you want to see altcoin season, we're probably going to need low interest rates, because that's when people have money to throw into these markets and speculate with. So until we see low interest rates, I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, we could check the bond market real quick. right? ZN1. What's going on with the bond market? Okay, so real quick, I'm going to do this real quick, and let's go to a monthly chart. Okay, so this is the bond market, and this is bond prices are inverse to yields, right? So yields obviously have been going higher for quite some time. That does not look like low interest rates to me. If I go to the yield chart, it's going to be the inverse of this, right? So you need bonds to rally first before anything. So please keep that in mind. That's a monthly chart, by the way. Okay, back to Bitcoin. Okay, so all right, so I hope that answers your question there. Okay, there's Bitcoin. Okay, cool, no problem. All right, so that's the situation. So you guys have any other questions about that real quick? So you should have a good grasp of what to anticipate over the next few days. We touch 60K, possibly. We find a buy. We find buying there. We see it. We can anticipate a change of behavior there, and possibly have some swing trade long entries on this time frame. Or we break 60K and we're looking at the 50s again. Okay, so keep that in mind. And if we hold and we rally off of the 60K, then 64K and slightly above are good ways to measure potential from. Now, if you're new, you may have a hard time determining or recognizing a signal, okay? Recognizing a confirmation because you just don't have the system or experience. That's where Trade Scanner Pro comes in, okay? So let's move over to Trade Scanner Pro so I can explain that real quick. I mean, most of you have seen it, but here's my Trade Scanner Pro chart. Okay, this is NASDAQ. We're going to have to change this here in a second. But hold on. Let's put Bitcoin up. This is a NASDAQ 15-minute. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to the Bitcoin perpetual futures chart. All right, I like to work with Bitcoin because it moves. All right, I mean, I could work with Ethereum too. The problem with Ethereum, though, is I have to put on much larger positions to make it worthwhile, right? So we'll use Coinbase today. All right, this is the Coinbase chart. Right? Or well, let's see. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Let me go back. Bitcoin perp. I'm looking at the perpetual futures. This is not spot. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to MEXC. Why? Because that's Stian's affiliate link. I don't use MEXC. I can't use MEXC because I'm located in the U.S. But that's where, if you're a U.S. trader, you'd have to consider something like Coinbase. You can consider something like Interactive Brokers or a futures broker because there is such thing as a micro Bitcoin futures contract. So that kind of thing. But that's a little more advanced. So anyway, we're on Trade Scanner Pro. We're on it because you can see it says right here, trend is bearish. You see that right there. And you can see the script mentioned over here, right? So this thing is on the 15-minute chart. We're going to change this to a 1-minute chart. Okay, and we're going to be looking for signals here in a moment. Now, before we get to that, let me just pull something up here. Because what I want to do now is I want to take paper trades, to demonstrate how this works. Because again, how do you find signals when something is like at a level? A tool like this can help you find those confirmations. You can use this on any market, any time frame. So for example, if Bitcoin was back at 60K, and you're on like a 30-minute chart or a 60-minute chart, and you get a signal, a long signal, on that time frame, and most likely you'll have to be in counter trend mode in that situation. That is your confirmation. Okay, so I'm hoping to teach you how to use this tool in that way. You don't have to use it that way. You can trade smaller time frames and all that stuff. I'll explain that in a moment. But this is where you can get a solid confirmation that's based on a system that's proven, okay? And you can use it in the context of the bigger picture, basically as your confirmation system. Now, let me pull up the my order book here. This is the paper trade, okay? So these aren't real trades. This isn't real money. We're going to paper trade. Now, let me pull up something here real quick. All right, hold on. I want to pull up, if you go to the links in the description, hold on a second. Let me pull this up here. Just give me a second. You'll see the link for the free trial. I want to show you that. Okay. So let me show you that real quick. Make sure I spell that right. Okay, hold on. Because I can't see. All right, hold on a second. Let me type that in again because I can't see what I'm typing. All right, hold on. I'll have it up here in a moment. Okay. That should be correct. All right. Now, let me show you guys this real quick. Okay. It's important. So, when you go to the link in the description, and I'll type it here as well, but there's a link in the description. All right. I'm going to type it here. Hold on. So, it'll take you to this page. All right. Now, this is where you can sign up for the free trial. Here's the link. I'm going to put it here on the screen so you can see it. It takes you to this page right here. Okay. And it says Trade Scanner Pro, Market Signals Pro, and it's now available for TradingView, right? Explains what it is, it explains how it works, picture of me, and it takes you to this right here. All right. Try 14 days for free, and you won't get billed if you cancel within those 14 days or before the 14 days. Okay. Yearly, it's $22.50 a month. That's low. Okay. And monthly, it's $30. So you decide which one is better for you. You simply go here, right? You click on this. It will take you to this page right here. You make sure, like, follow the instructions. It says, don't forget to provide your username for TradingView. And that would go here. Okay. In this area right here. So you can see that's where it would go. And, right there, right? And then I can add you manually. Now, please, I'm going to remind you again, it takes a few hours to add you. So please don't go into the invite yet. It takes me a few hours, like 3 or 4, to add you manually because I have other things I have to do. Okay. So please keep that in mind. So if you sign up again, I encourage you to sign up and paper trade. Paper trade, what I'm going to show you here, like I'm going to demonstrate. Okay. So here we go. Now, and if you have any questions about this, let me know. All right. Cool. Hey, Sean, how are you? How's it going? How's everything going with the Trade Scanner? Trade Scanner Pro. All right. So in my previous stream, you guys watched me fight a reluctant market, and I lost $2,000 on paper in Bitcoin, right? Now, a couple of things I have to mention. First, before I get into that, let me explain to you how it works, okay? In case you're not sure or you want to hear it again, I don't mind repeating myself. All right, so first, this thing works in 3 steps, okay? Trade Scanner Pro is based on the Trade Scanner bot, which is my trend following momentum reversal system. I know that's a mouthful, but here's what it does in 3 simple steps. First, it identifies a trend. It's either bullish or bearish. Second, it looks for a pullback in the trend. It's basically a pullback system. It looks for a pullback, okay? In a bearish trend, it would look for a bullish pullback. Make sense? Okay, and then what happens from there is it evaluates the momentum as the market pulls back, okay? It evaluates the momentum on that pullback. And when the momentum changes and a confirmation appears, usually at that point right here, right? It's usually here. That's when a signal will pop up on the chart. And a signal is composed of trade order suggestions, right? So you have the stop loss, you have the entry, and you have the take profit up here. This is typically what it looks like, okay? Now you say, well, how come I don't get it over here? Well, because the Trade Scanner Pro needs confirmation. So you're never going to get the best price. You're just going to get the confirmation and in anticipation that the momentum is going to follow through, okay? And reach a reward risk, usually 1.5 to 1, which you can see set over here. It says 1.5. You can change that, but that's what it's looking for, 1.5 to 1 reward risk. And if you follow that, it increases your chances of a positive outcome over time. Okay, but now this thing has some more advanced features. This is basically what it does, but we also have something called counter trend mode, which I use a lot. And basically what it does is it looks for that. Okay, now counter trend mode is aggressive. I put that in there for advanced traders. If you're a beginner, you should probably not use real money with counter trend mode because the probabilities are lower. You also have to understand how to make adjustments quickly, especially if you're working on a 1-minute chart or smaller time frames. But that's counter trend. It ignores the trend and looks for sell signals anyway, even if the trend is bullish. Now, so going back to Friday, when I was streaming, you have to understand something. In order for me to demonstrate this and to show you trades in a timely manner, I have to find where the signals are going to appear. And although I would like to show trend trades because they are higher probability, if we have a market that's just reluctant and won't pull back, I'm only going to see counter trend trades unless I go to a very small time frame. In fact, when I checked that day, like where were the buy signals? Because Bitcoin just kept going higher and higher. They were on a 5-second chart. I forgot to check the 5-second chart. So if you don't have the most expensive version of TradingView, you can't see the 5-second chart anyway. Okay, you have to have the most expensive package to go below 1 minute. Now, again, it's not necessary. In fact, I would not recommend beginners go to those smaller time frames. Okay, you can do fine with a 1-minute chart. You just have to have some patience. But day traders, you're looking at 1 minute to 15-minute charts. Swing traders, you're looking at like 30-minute to 4-hour charts and higher. Okay, basically, you can use this on the investing time frame as well, and you can use this with options. Okay, I'm going to be getting into that soon as we get more and more stuff going here, but this is a great tool for options, especially vertical spreads. So anyway, all right, so I explained how this thing works. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, cool. Sean, you're liking it. All right. Sean, I went over the bond market quick earlier in the stream. If you just go back, I don't know if you could go back. You may have to wait until I turn the stream off, but I ran through the bond market. I looked at the 10-year note, and basically it's trying to bounce, but that general trend is still bearish. So until it starts taking out any resistance levels, I'm not very, I don't know. I'm not bullish yet on that. Okay. But check back on the stream. I went over it like maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, briefly. Okay. So let's see if we could find trades. What time is it now? All right. It's almost the close of the stock market here. So I have to mention something. As a day trader, you must be very intimately familiar with time of day. And time of day refers to volume, okay? So the best time of day, for example, to day trade stocks in the US would be the market open, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, right? A bad time of day would be now, going into the close. So from about 2 o'clock, we got a signal. From 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock is a bad time. And that can also have an effect on Bitcoin. So this right here is a trend signal because the trend is bearish. I'm not in counter trend mode. I haven't talked about the control panel yet. Let me just put some features on here. All right, so we're going to put the historical trades on. We're going to put the heads up on. We're going to put the trailing stop on. I'm going to leave counter trend off right now. This is a trend trade. So let's short one because it's telling me to short one. Now, here's the thing. Hold on. Before I place that short, look what's happening here. So this is a 1-minute chart. It called a short right here. And the first thing it decides to do is go against me. Okay, cool. So I can get a better price. I'm open to shorting this. So let's short one. Okay, only one. And now let's see what happens here. Okay. Now, this thing may continue going up in my face and may go straight to the stop. It's very important to respect these stop loss orders. Very important because you can get caught in a really bad position if you don't. You may be like on a small time frame like this, and you ignore the stop, and this thing can run 1,000 points because you happen to be at a major support. Like I just shorted 60K on a 1-minute chart, and I'm like, oh yeah, it'll go lower. Okay, and meanwhile it's on its way to 64K. So you have to respect the stops. Okay, very important. Now, at this point, we have our entry, right? We have our stop, we have our take profit. If this trade starts going my way, you will see the trailing stop appear. It'll start like over here somewhere, but we don't have the trailing stop yet because it's not going my way. Say, what trailing stop? See, there's a setting here called trailing stop. You could turn that on and off, okay? So the trailing stop, this is the key to the whole system. I get questions from people saying, well, I looked at it on this time frame and I got stopped out like 3 times. 3 trades. You have to understand, you need to do hundreds of trades or thousands of trades to really get a good feel of its, win rate and all that stuff. But it's safe to say that the win rate is probably about 50% most of the time. Please write that on a piece of paper, because everyone thinks like this is the magical formula and that, you're going to have this high win rate. No, it's high win rate in certain environments. If we have momentum, then you're likely to see follow through. So the win rate will be better, maybe 60%, 70%. Okay. But the profit potential does not come from the win rate. If you're a beginner, please get that win rate thing out of your mind. I get that all the time. And then I ask, how long have you been in this game? Oh, a year. You got to get out of that win rate mentality. It's reward risk ratio that makes you the money, not the win rate. Okay. Everyone believes win rate because that's what you're told by all the fake gurus. Oh, I have a 99% win rate, right? And you're like, oh yeah, well, if it's accurate, that's what I want. No, you want reward risk ratio. Write that on a piece of paper. Reward risk ratio. That means that when you win more than what you lose. So when I lose $100, but when I win $200. That is how you win over time. Okay, especially when you're playing in a random environment, which is what we are in most of the time, especially on smaller time frames. So please, everything I just said, please listen to what I'm saying. Let that sink in. This is a random game. We are playing a slot machine. Get this idea out that, this could be forecasted. Oh, this guy was right. Yes, they're right randomly. And then they look like geniuses afterwards. Okay, it's a random game. The sooner that sinks in, the better. Now, I know I'm yelling at you, but it took 15 years. It took me 15 years for that concept to sink in. 15 years. So I'm telling you now, hopefully it won't take you that long. Okay? I'm stubborn. Anyway, okay, so you guys get it? All right, now, so here's the thing. All right, so this thing is really not doing well for me, but let's see what happens, right? Give it a chance. It hasn't reached the stop yet. I only have one contract. I'm not putting on more yet. All right. Now you'll notice on this chart, there's some orange candles over here. See those orange candles? That's what we call the heads up. Okay. Heads up tells us that a signal is likely to appear soon. Okay. In the next few candles. And look, so we got our heads up, right? We got another one over here. And then after a couple more candles, we got our signal, which are the order suggestions. All right. So, there are situations where you get the signal and it goes against you right away. Sometimes these situations where it goes against you right away can be an opportunity to get in at a better price. But the thing is, I tried getting in. This thing is going straight to the stop. Okay. I'm not going to add to it. Let it go to the stop. I'm going to get out. No problem. Okay. So the trend hasn't changed yet. We're still bearish. All right, so maybe I'll get another short signal soon. You see this little red thing over here? That tells us right there that there was a signal. So we can see the historical signals on the chart if we look back when we have that selected on our features, right? So if you go back over here, you see on the bottom here, it says show previous trade ideas. That's what that is. You could turn that on or off. So there was a short over here, right? There was a short up here. Oh, this one would have been nice. Okay, so this is again on the side of the trend. If I turn counter trend on, we'll see the counter trend ones. A cool thing you could do with this, I won't recommend this, especially if you're a beginner, but a cool thing you can do is you could pull up 2 charts, right? You can have 2 charts at the same time. One chart can have counter trend and one chart can have trend. And then you see basically all the signals going on. That's really advanced. Okay, so if we get the warning, right? If we get the warning and this closes orange, I'm going to start an early trade. Now, keep in mind, I'm taking these trades because I want to demonstrate how this thing works. I don't know if I'm going to get a winner. Okay, this is not really an appropriate time of day to expect anything good, but because momentum kind of shrinks, right? Like as we could see here, we had that signal. How much was that? How much did that cost me? Let's see. Paper, right? We go to strategy. No, we go to this. We go to $81. All right. What am I going to do? Okay. What's this here? No. All right. So we got some orange. I'm in a short one. So what I'm doing here, this is aggressive, okay? Because again, this thing may not give me the signal. I'm going to do one at a time here, right? And if this trend changes to bullish, which it could do while this is happening, because again, this is a 1 minute chart, then maybe I will adjust. And here's how I will adjust, because this is something that I told you about on Friday. All of the effective signals were on like the smallest time frame, a 5-second time frame. And that's going to happen when you have a reluctant market that doesn't pull back. Okay. Markets typically pull back. There's a thing called mean reversion, and that's where counter trend could be very useful in those situations. But there are times when we get like the slow grind, and the slow grind is the worst because the pullbacks are very tiny. The only way to get a hold of those is to go to the smallest time frame. Okay. And there were signals there, but I had forgotten to check that. All right. So we got some orange candles. I'm short one. All right. It's basically break even on me. I'm going to wait for the signal to add. Okay. So what I've done here is very aggressive. I took one short based on the warning, which again could be completely wrong, right? What this thing could do to me, right? If I get in short here too early, this can do one of these, right? Just watch Friday's stream. It was doing that to me the whole time. But a lot of times the hesitation, right? This is like the heads up. It turns out to be an early entry. Okay. And when it works, right, you have one, and then when you get the signal, you add another. So when you win a lot more than what you would lose. That's called a positive reward risk, or that's an effective reward risk, right? So now I'm making 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 because I can add size. There's the signal. All right, let's short another one. Okay, so I shorted the second one, all right, based on the signal. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Now notice, I have my plan in advance here, right? I'm not reacting. I was expecting the signal. Why? Because we had warning, right? Do you see how that works? So it takes a lot of, I don't have to guess. You don't see me struggling here with, I have to put the wave count on the chart, and I have to put the fib, and I have to do this. And no, you don't need to do that. This simplifies the whole process. You can use this in conjunction with another system, or your own whatever. But I got people telling me, well, I'm using it with this, I'm using it with that, I'm using it with the stochastic. I'm like, okay, whatever makes you happy, but it's not necessary. All you need to know are trend and support and resistance levels. Less is more. That was one of the points that I made in my article. Less is more. Stop overcomplicating everything. All right. The reason why beginners do that is because this is the garbage we consume. Too much internet. Okay. And then you think things like, oh, well, the RSI, everyone uses it, so it must work. No, it's the opposite. You don't want to do what everyone else is doing. You will fail. You're part of the herd mentality. This is not like a nonconformist thing. There's a reason why that occurs that way. Okay. The crowd is usually never right. They're right on occasion, but they're not always right. A lot of times they're wrong. Okay. Because they're all reacting to the same things. You have to understand the nature of efficient markets, right? This is a game of information, and whoever has better information has an advantage over the market. Now, when I say that, automatically you may think information, you must mean inside information. Yes, that's one form of advantageous information, but in most places that's illegal. Okay, unless you're a US politician, then you're allowed to trade on inside information. But if you're not a US politician, you go to jail if you trade on inside information. Okay, just ask Gary Gensler. He'll put you in jail. Now, but there are other types of information, right? And if you understand how to extract effective information or truly valuable information from the chart, you sort of have an informational advantage. Most retail traders don't do that, right? Because they're too busy chasing their RSI and all that other nonsense. And they overlook the actual information that carries value. Support and resistance levels and trend. And candlesticks are helpful too. But these are the things that I go over, right? The essential components, they're in my training program. That is all you need to know. I'm not selling my training program right now, but that is all you need to know. And I tell that to people, and then they still show me a chart with all kinds of garbage on it. It looks like a work of art. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, right? My charts are clean. When we put this thing together, right, I told Stian, we want clean charts, right? We want clean charts. And this is a clean chart. This is all you need. Okay. Anyway, just ask. Yeah, that's right. That's right. TXO. That's correct. She's one of the best traders. She beats out the hedge funds. How is that possible? And she knows nothing about markets. She's a complete moron. But yet she beats all the hedge fund managers. How is that possible? Jerry Seinfeld would ask. Okay. Yeah. Jerome Powell is the richest Fed chairman in history. He had a net worth. Oh, that's interesting, Kai. I had no 100 million. What? I never knew that. I thought he was like a regular guy, Kai. I thought he was like, one of those, regular. I thought he was like one of those college professor types, I guess I was wrong. Man, 300 million. How is that possible? He would probably take Jerry Seinfeld's phone call, but he never takes my phone calls. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about the script. What's going on here? So the trailing stop has almost made my trade a break-even trade, right? My risk is almost completely mitigated at this point, right? Because of the trailing stop. My risk has been reduced. Again, this is another key thing about markets, right? You always want to manage risk. Again, everyone's always chasing profits. Everyone's like, oh, I want to be rich, blah, 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 right? And people give me a hard time about win rate. They give me a hard time about accuracy and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, this is the key right here. Reduced risk. If you're reducing your risk consistently in this visual way that gives you that consistency, my risk went from this amount, right? Which was, let's see, how many points was that? 63, 184, about 150 points of risk, something like that. Okay. I went from 150 points of risk to almost zero. If this thing turns around in the next few candles, which it can, and it goes right here, all right, I'm at break even. I can get out and I lose nothing. Giving back profit is not losing money. Right. So if you're still caught up in that, you have some things to get over. Okay. If you want to work at this level. Hey, Pariah, how are you? My trade scanner does not have the show preview. Okay, Pariah, thank you for mentioning that. What you have to do, Pariah, is you have to remove the scanner and put it back on your chart. Because, I pushed an upgrade like a week ago or whatever, but it turns out the upgrades don't automatically get pushed to everyone. So to get the upgrade, you just have to remove it and then put it back on your chart. Like remove it, close your platform, and then open up your platform again and put it back on the chart. And you'll have the most up-to-date version. I just pushed an update yesterday, by the way. So you'll have everything. You'll have the previous trades and all that. It's a good thing you watched the stream. Otherwise, you never would have known. But if you check, if you boost the script on my TradingView profile, if you press the boost button, every time we do an upgrade, you'll get a notification. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, Stian. And maybe we could send out our own notification when we do an upgrade so people know. Maybe we could do that at some point. All right. So any questions so far? So let's see, how am I up? I'm up a little bit of money. This trade's working out. All right. Now look, again, my stop moved, the trailing stop. Now let me tell you something about this trailing stop. I've seen trades. It's not always, okay. It's rare. It's kind of rare, but it happens, right? And the trailing stop opens up this possibility for you. I've seen situations where Bitcoin just keeps going, right? Like one of these situations, like this over here, and the trailing stop just follows it, and you get like 8-to-1 reward risk, like on a 1-minute chart. 8-to-1. I have a very hard time getting that on my own, okay? And I know what to look for. But the trailing stop takes all the guesswork out. You don't have to guess where to get out anymore. You never have to ask me, where should I put my take profit? How do I trail my stop? Those questions are answered. So if you're not using the free trial of this, man, I don't know how else I can convince you. Like I don't know what to tell you. the burden that this removes. I was talking to someone that has a lot more experience, and he was very impressed with this because it reduced so much of his decision-making process that he knows how to do, but it's just so much easier when it's just in front of you, right? You don't have to think, you just follow. Okay. Now you don't have to blindly follow. You could check context, but again, I haven't even checked context on this. I was just looking, I got a trade. I took the trade. Okay. But I would encourage you to check for context. And again, what is context? Support and resistance levels primarily, and general knowledge of like trends, support and resistance levels, patterns, and candles. That's context. All right. So you know what? See how this thing's giving me a hard time? My stop's at break even, but I want to lock in some profit. So I'm buying one back. I'm going to buy one back because this thing is just too slow. I don't have to wait for the take profit. Okay. It's just a reference. I don't have to wait. There's no guarantee it's going to get here. I've seen many trades where it does this. It almost gets there and turns right around and then stops out. Right. So why not lock in some profit while the market's paying you? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let greed drive your decisions, right? So I got out of one because I don't like this. It's taking too long. All right. This thing should be moving like momentum. You know, we should be pushing through this take profit, but instead I get this hesitation nonsense. All right. So I take some money off the table. All right. So not only is my risk now beyond the break-even point, but I locked in some profit. So either way, if we go back up to the take profit, if we go back up over here, to the trailing stop, the trade is green. Now, can you see the value of this is my next question. I don't know. No, Pariah, I can't delete your chart. You have to. Like, you have to remove it from your chart. Like, go here, see this here? I'm going to point this. See this? See the X over here? Here, let me do that again. The X is like over here somewhere. See this X? Right, I'm pointing to it. See the X? Click that X, remove the script from your chart, and then close your platform. Okay. Remove the script, save it, right? Go over here and save it. Where's the save thing? Can't see the save. Where is it? I don't have my save thing on here. You have to save it, right? Remove this, save it, and then add to your chart again. Okay. And then you'll have the updated version. Okay. See that? See what I mean? Good thing I closed one. Now, here's what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to blow this out. I'm going to hold on to my one. Okay. I'm still green on it. And I'm going to try to do something very advanced. Let's see if the market cooperates. If we stop out, I would suggest, if we reach a trailing stop, just take the money. If you're a beginner, take the money, because you need to build experience. You need to build confidence. This is probably going to reach the trailing stop, right? It's like right there, and take the money. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm not going to take the money. I'm going to hold on to one here, and I'm going to see if we get another signal, and I'm going to put on another contract. Okay. Because I suspect that this market's not really going anywhere. Let's check like a larger time frame. Let's go to a 5-minute, right? Because now I want to get a sense of context. Okay. There is some resistance there. See that? There's something there. So I'm going to give this a chance, and perhaps I get another warning like I'm getting right now. Now I'm being extremely aggressive right now. Okay. Like I said, I suggest you get out, take the money. If we get like a bearish pin bar or something, I'll take that. Let it close. Okay. Now there's no signal here. Okay. We don't even have the orange candle. There's just nothing here. But because we haven't taken out this high, look at that. All right. There we go. There's okay. We got the red followed by quick green. Okay. No problem. Let's see if we can go back to the top of that red candle or something. Right. See, like if we can go a little higher, I don't mind getting back into one. Right, anticipating that we'll see another signal soon. Let's see how that goes. I'm gonna put one on. Now let it go a little bit more. All right, there. I saw the hesitation. All right, I'm gonna put one on. I have two from an average price of 63,153. Right, that's my average price. Now as you can see, I'm green in the position. Okay, so I'm not even losing money. I'm just giving back profit at this point because I locked one in. That's why you lock one in. So when it does something like this, you're like, all right, whatever. I have flexibility here, right? Instead of overreacting. Now, I have no warning, I have no signal, I have nothing. So let's just see how this thing goes. Now, here's another thing you can do. When this thing is doing this and you're looking for a signal, you can go to a smaller time frame, like a 30-second chart. Let's see, is there anything here? No. How about a 15-second chart? Anything there? Let's take a look. Nothing here either. Okay, got nothing. Let's go to a 5-second chart. I don't recommend doing this, by the way, not a 5-second. There was a long attempt. Look, the trend on the 5-second chart is bullish, and it's giving me long trades. But you know what? Again, this is a 5-second chart. That trade got stopped out. A 5-second chart, you want to be on counter trend in this situation because I'm looking for bearish trends, right? I'm looking for bearish movements. All right, so this is a very aggressive chart. By the way, you can't get this unless you're on the most expensive version of the platform, of the charting platform. All right, let's go back to our 1 minute because most people can see that. Now you see how I was almost shaken out, right? But I closed my one for a profit and I put it back on, okay? And there's no signal. All right, let me take counter trend off. By the way, when I switch counter trend on or off, you'll see it up here in this little menu. Okay, so it's counter trend active, right? You have to make sure you pay attention to that because, you want to make sure you understand what what side of the market you're working with. We separated. We could have had them both on the same chart, but it's confusing, right? So you're either in counter trend mode or you're in trend mode. You have to decide. Counter trend mode is for more experienced traders. You can experiment with it, like I said before. Put up 2 charts. Put one chart, right? Put this signal, put the script on one chart, set it on counter trend mode, right? And then set up another chart and put it on trend mode. And you can see signals on both sides. Okay. Oh yeah. Thank you, Stian. So, okay, cool, Pariah. Okay, cool. So yeah, Stian mentioned here the notifications. Some people may say, look, I don't have time to sit in front of my chart. I work all day. Okay, no problem. That we thought of that. All you have to do is set notifications, right? And obviously, you're not going to be able to trade a 1 minute chart if you have like a job and stuff like that. I'm just showing this for demonstration purposes. But if you're working on a 15-minute, a 30-minute, whatever, even a 5-minute, you can set notifications. Okay, just like this. And you click over here, notifications, right? Oh, actually, on the settings, you just have to pick the Trade Scanner Pro. You have to pick the script, okay? And then you put notifications, right? And then you tell TradingView to play a sound. You're not going to do the webhook. You can send an email, or you can show a pop-up, okay? If you have the TradingView app, or maybe you have it on your phone, or you have it on a tablet, you get a pop-up, you get a sound. So you can go about your business. You can do whatever you're doing and wait for a signal to pop up. Okay, so you don't have to sit in front of your chart like I am waiting for signals. You can do something else. And when a signal appears, you're prepared. In fact, I think, Stian, are you working on, I know Sean made a suggestion about having notifications set up for the heads up, which is a cool idea. I never thought of that one. And I think Stian is working on that. Are you working on that, Stian? So you can get a notification not only when a signal appears, but before a signal appears. Right, the heads up. So at least you're now more prepared. Is that something you're working on, Stian? Now this is not. I'm in this aggressive trade, and this thing's giving me a hard time. Oh, you put them in? How would I know? Like, how would I know? If I go to the notifications, how would I set that up? How would I set up on the heads up? Okay, this isn't cool. Let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's go back to the 30-second and see what's going on there. All right, so look, look at this, right? So I have a bullish trend on my 30-second time frame, right? So in this situation, I'm still betting on the short side on the bigger picture, which happens to be the 1 minute. So I switch to counter trend, okay? Because I want to look for shorts in this situation. Do you understand why I'm looking for shorts? Because I suspect we have a resistance up in this area somewhere, okay? That comes from context. Now, I could be wrong. Look, there was a 30-second long signal right here, okay? I could be wrong, but I'm willing to give it a try, all right, for demonstration purposes here. Maybe I get the warning here, right? If I get there's the warning, All right, so I'm in a short one. It's a little early because the candle is not even closed yet, but let's see now if this turns into a counter trend signal. Okay, and I'm not going to keep you guys like 3 hours like I normally do. Like I'm gonna keep this stream. I'm going to be getting off here momentarily, but let's see what happens with this. New signal, close, and heads up. So you get them all. So how do I do that? Like how do I add? So for it's just automatic. So like so if I set up notifications for a heads up, it'll just pop up. I don't have to specifically look for that. Is that right? Oh, okay. So Steen says okay. So cool. So what he's saying is when you set your notifications, you don't just get the signal. You get the heads up and you get when the trade is closed. Right? Yeah. Cool. See, I don't use the notifications. Okay, cool. Thanks, Steen. So guys, I mean, he put some really cool functionality into this. Like I said before, go to that affiliate link, right? And help him out. Open up an account at one of those exchanges or go to that new affiliate link that I put up here. I'm going to put it up again real quick. Where is that link? All right. If you want to open up, if you want to pay for a subscription to the charts, again, it's not necessary. You don't have to, but you can. Okay. And it gives you some more functionality. Like you could set more notifications and stuff like that. That's his link right there. Okay. That's not in the description. It's on the screen. I'll put it in the description next time. Okay. So cool. All right. So let's see how this goes. So that's right there. That's that link right there is to this page right here, to the sales page where you can sign up for your 14-day free trial of Trade Scanner Pro. Now, this isn't working for me yet. We got some warning. I got no signal. But a lot of times what happens, again, what I'm showing you here is advanced and aggressive. But this could be useful for people that have the script and that are looking to learn. If I get another set of orange candles, when they're close in proximity like this, a lot of times what that translates into is a failed high. Okay, so basically it runs a little higher, and it may even look dramatic because again I'm on a 30-second chart. It may look like that. Okay, and then what happens is the next candle will close red, right? Something like this. It'll be red, and that's usually a good time to add, or when the signal appears, right after the next candle after that. But the whole idea behind what I'm doing here, and it may not work, but the whole idea is if I'm right, and I'll say there's a 50% chance that I'm right. If I'm right, then I will win more than I will lose if I'm wrong. Okay, like what I tell you, dramatic candle. What time is it? Okay. So I may be wrong here, and I'm paying for it. Let's see. I got 3 contracts on. All right. I'm not going to keep putting on more. I took these entries, by the way, with no signal. Okay. So if you're a beginner, you shouldn't even be in this thing. Okay. I'm just doing aggressive stuff. And again, we're getting an uncooperative Bitcoin. Now let's take a look here at, while this is doing this, right? I'm on a 30-second. Let's take a quick look at a 5-second chart. Because this is what I found. When it wants to be reluctant, look at all these signals. Okay, this is a 5-second chart. And look, we're going to get signals all over the place. This right here, since I'm in counter trend mode, that's a short signal. But if this thing wants to be bullish, like on such a small time frame, I really don't want to do counter trend on this. Look at this long right here. Okay, that long would have been a nice long, but I'm not watching a 5-second chart. Keep in mind, 5-second charts are very, very erratic and change very quickly. But if I'm in a market that's a slow grind, like I had on Friday, this is really like the best way to deal with it. Okay, so let's go back to our 30-second. And like I just described, look, we got the orange, okay, which is the warning, and this move is being given back. All right, so a signal is likely to pop up in the next minute or so. So I'll let this run a little bit more. Let's see what we can do. If I can get back to green, I'll get back to green and I'll get out of the position. Now, keep in mind, I'm in a position with no signal. Okay. See what I mean? There's a signal. So at least I was prepared for the signal. Now this is 30 seconds. So, it's very jumpy. All right. If you start the Trade Scanner Pro, I wouldn't go lower than 15 minutes. Okay. Steen makes a good point. He says, if you start with the Trade Scanner Pro, I'm going to put that up here, Steen. If you start with the Trade Scanner Pro, I wouldn't go lower than 15-minute charts. Okay. That's fair. So if you're a beginner, paper trade the 15-minute charts. Okay. You're not going to lose anything by testing it out on paper. You could do a 14-day free trial. And if you don't like it, you can cancel before the 14 days. It's very easy to cancel. All you have to do is go to your user dashboard and cancel it. I've had no problems with that. Like, people find it very easily. It's not like some kind of, trick or anything. You just go there, you cancel it, and you don't get billed. Okay. So try it out for 14 days. I mean, see what you think. But thank you, Steen, for sharing that. Okay. So let's go back here to this thing's getting stopped out, huh? Man. Like I said before, time of day, no momentum follow through. Okay. Now Bitcoin is something, so we got stopped out there, but I'm going to give it a chance. Bitcoin is a very, it's going to have its own personality. Okay. That's the way you have to think of it. And volume patterns for Bitcoin, like, for example, the US hours, like stock market open, is going to affect volume positively for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is probably going to see more momentum at that time compared to now, which is the stock market close. Also, you have to consider other market opens, like the London Open. Also, you have to consider what goes on during the Asian session, because China is a big player in this whole thing, and those can have effects on volume. So, to get the best results from this system, you should trade at high volume times, not low volume times, because we need momentum, and momentum comes from volume. Okay, large participation. Okay, so let's see what happens. So I got another signal here. Now I'm not going to keep putting on more and more. I have enough. I have 3 contracts. Let's see if this one works out. Now, guys, if you haven't signed up for this thing yet, the link is on the description. The link is in the description, and it's on the screen right there. Go to that link. It takes you to this page. Okay, scroll to the bottom of the page. It takes you to this page. Scroll to the bottom. Here's your sign up form, right? You click on this button. It takes you to the sign up form. Pick one of the plans and give it a try. Okay, 14 days free. And these prices, by the way, are introductory prices. I'm going to raise them. This tool is worth a lot more than $30 a month. Okay. And if you think about it from the yearly perspective, right, $270 for the year, you could make that in one trade. I mean, I can't guarantee that, but it's possible to make that yearly expense in one trade. Okay. If your account size is decent and you have the right position size, you can do $270 and in a trade, and then you've paid your expense. So anyway, if you're a beginner, don't try to do something like that. Just practice. You need a little time with this. I mean, 2 weeks can give you an idea, but really you need to give this thing like a month or two to really get a feel for the system and how it works, because it's not the system itself, it's the context, because you'll learn how to apply context. I'll be doing more support on stuff like that, especially when I update my training program. That'll be available to Trade Scanner Pro people. And I'm going to teach more. I'm going to emphasize more of the context so that you get a sense of, okay, levels, trend. That's all you need to know, right? This takes care of everything else. All right, look, this trade isn't working, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait. Okay, if this gets stopped out, see, that's why I'm not going to put on more. I refuse to put on more. I have enough. I believe we're on a 30-second chart, so it looks very dramatic. Let's take a look at a 15-minute chart. What's going on here? It looks like there's a signal on the 15-minute. It looks like there's a long signal on the 15-minute. Look at this. I'm fighting the 15-minute chart. But the thing is, this is a counter trend signal. My counter trend is on. If you notice, counter trend is active. It says it right there. So this is where if you spot like a major support level, okay, like imagine this was 60K. If this was 60K, this is your confirmation. This is how you would take that swing trade. If you see this is your signal. This is your confirmation. Imagine this level was 60K. Okay, that's how you use this, especially as a beginner. So you wait for 60K, you wait for a long. But of course, to get to 60K, you're going to have to pull back, right? So most likely the trend will be bearish, which means you'll have to be in counter trend mode. Does that make sense? You're looking for a counter trend trade counter to the time frame trend. This trend is only relevant to the time frame that you choose. In this case, 15-minute. Okay, but that doesn't mean that the general trend is bearish, right? The daily chart we can argue is bullish. So how do you have like two trends going on at the same time? Very easily. This movement is a bearish movement, and that's what this trend is until it changes. Now it can, if this turns back to bullish, then we can argue that it's aligning with the bigger picture trend, right? Let's see, what does the trade scanner say that the trend is on the bigger picture? Let's see. What did I just tell you? Bullish. Right? The trade scanner says the trend on the bigger picture, which is the daily chart, is bullish. Okay? So this is like the information that you should be consuming, not, the garbage that's pushed your way normally. Let's go back to the 30-second. Okay? And let me open this up here. So once again, I'm getting hesitation. So notice, look at my historical trades, right? Look at this. I had a short over here, okay? I had a short over here. I have another short over here. And none of them are going anywhere. They're just not going. There's no momentum. So, at some point you could say, you know what? I'm just not going to keep fighting the trend. I want to take a with the trend trade. In order to do that, you have to go to a smaller time frame. I'm on a 30-second. So again, I'd have to go to like a 15. In this case, I'd have to go to a 15-second or a 5-second. But you may have a similar situation where you're looking at like a 30-minute trend on a 30-minute trend that's bullish, but not pulling back. So you could switch to like a 15-minute or a 5-minute to try to look for long signals on the side of the 30-minute trend. Right? And on that 5-minute chart, you may have to use counter trend mode to catch those longs because basically you're working the 30-minute trend. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Here's another signal. We should have been prepared for it because I had some warning, right? The heads up. Let's see. Oh, my goal right now is just to get back to green. Because if I'm, I'll be here all day. And I gotta, I started off running behind to begin with. Okay, so, and by the way, I'm doing more streams. Like the week before, we had the student meeting on Wednesday, which you could see on the YouTube channel, by the way. And don't forget to subscribe and like to the YouTube channel. That helps me out. And Stian, I got your message about that. And yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you about that. But I'll set you up for that. And I streamed on Friday as well, which was not usually like a scheduled stream because I wanted to demonstrate more of the Trade Scanner Pro. And that's where you watched me, lose $2,000, fighting the trend. So these are good lessons because you're getting experience without having to spend the money. All right. And you're learning how to use this tool. So I'm watching my P&L. Man, I still got a long way to go. This thing is against me. I may have to speed things up here by shorting one more. All right. I do have a signal. So, all right, I'm going to short one more. Maybe I'll get that'll help me get back to break even sooner. Now I have 4 contracts on. Okay, let's see. Now my trailing stop is active, as you can see, and my risk has been somewhat reduced. Okay. Now keep in mind, I'm on a 30-second chart. Okay. On a 30-second chart, one candle can do that. Okay. Just keep that in mind. So it can also go my way. So we'll see. So as you can see, I'm playing a very random game here, right? That's why conventional tools like, the RSI and all that other stuff that people tell you to put on your charts are irrelevant. They don't help you. There's no advantage to using them, okay? And what helps in this situation, right, with this tool is it gives you a visual structure to simplify your decision-making process. It reduces the confusion. It solves a real problem, that especially for beginners. So again, give it a try. You could use it on any market. I'm using it on Bitcoin because Bitcoin moves somewhat, but you could use this on stocks. You could use this on Forex pairs. You could use it on the bond market if you want to. I wouldn't suggest that. The bond market moves like, like snail. Okay, never mind. But you get my point. You can use this in any market, any time frame that you have access to. All right. So let's give this a couple more minutes. Any other questions? Any questions, guys? Do you like the stream? Press the like button if you do. I'm planning to do like a tutorial, like a tutorial video without all the other stuff, like without all the analysis and stuff, where I can just show you straight up, here's how you manage the settings. Here's how you set this up. Here's how you set that up. Like I'm going to do one of those, and you guys could be able to watch it at your convenience soon. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but soon. All right, this thing's going my way, right? My risk is being reduced some more. I mean, just think about this. Even if this thing goes and stops me out like it's trying to here, my risk has been reduced in half, right? Now, if this was a 15-minute chart or a 30-minute chart, that equates to a huge number of points. Okay, on a 30-second, it's nothing, but on a big picture, your risk is being reduced. So now, if on the average, you have to think of this over thousands of trades, not 3 or 4 trades. Okay, that's another common mistake people make, is they'll take like 3 or 4 trades and like, oh, this thing sucks. You got to do this for like at least 100 or 200 trades. Okay, but if I'm reducing my risk on each trade over time, right? And let's say on the average I'm getting stopped out, but I'm only losing half of what my original risk is. But when I win, I'm winning the take profit. Look at that. If I'm in that type of situation, you realize, look, I spoke too soon, man. All right, let's see what what time is it? All right, I'm going to give this thing another chance. I'm not going to do anything, but that's not a good sign. But what I was trying to say before I was interrupted here by the market, if it goes to the take profit, right, but you're losing 50% less, your reward risk basically becomes 3 to 1, right? If you're losing half of what you normally lose, but you're still winning your standard 1.5 to 1 reward risk, you're basically shifting your reward risk to like 3 to 1 reward risk. Okay. When people think of reward risk normally, they think of, well, I'm going to buy it here. I've got another signal. I'm going to buy it here and I'm going to put it 3 times higher. And okay, I'm 3 to 1. Now, Steen, you see how that signal vanished? Like I saw that too before. Like how come it does that? Like there was a signal and then it jumbled around. Is that what just getting filtered out? Is that what's happening there? We all saw that signal, and then the signal went away. It could be too because I'm such a small time frame. Look how dramatic that candle was. That thing's not shaking me out because I know that if I was on an hourly chart or if I was on a 5-minute chart or something like that, and I saw a candle this big on a 5-minute chart, most likely I'm getting out. But this is a 30-second chart. That's hardly a move. Oh, okay. Okay. So it was getting filtered out. All right. No problem. And then, this is a very erratic time frame. You're probably not going to see that like on longer time frames, I would imagine. Okay. Any questions? Do I have anyone signing up? I'm just curious. Like I sit here and I talk for like 90 minutes. I'm just wondering, anyone sign up for the free trial? Because if you have, please just give me a few hours to get you into the system, okay, to send the invite. Anyone sign up? I'm just curious. So I'll know to look for your email, and then I can I get an email notification, and then I have to send you the invite. Okay. Again, that takes me a few hours. Anyone? I don't see anyone. Steen, I think all the people that are watching me are robots, except for we have a couple like Kai is in here, and there's a couple of people that spoke. Pariah, he's not a robot. You know, UTXO, he's not a robot. But I think everyone else is. I like the bot viewers here. All right, bot viewers. In my country, the video are received after 15 minutes. Oh, that's interesting. Sam. Oh, cool, Sam. Hey, good to see you. Sign up, well worth it. I appreciate that. Sam has been a long time follower, but he signed up for this. Cool. I'm glad you're getting value out of it. But you know, it's amazing to me how people watch this. And yeah, okay, so I'm not making millions of dollars here. You're watching the market just give me a hard time, but you have to basically make this your own. I'm doing very unconventional things. I just want to show you the script in action. Okay, I want you to see the trailing stop move. I want you to see, you know, I want you to see the heads up. I want you to see the historical trades. Like, I want you to see the script in motion. I know you'd like to see me make money. I would like to see myself make money too. But the market is the market. Okay, and I know what I'm dealing with. I know this is a horrible time today. Time of day to trade. I normally don't trade at this time because this is why. All right. So, and I don't encourage you to trade at this time either. You see what happens. It's a very hard time, very hard to deal with this. If this was real money, like this is why this is not, I would never risk real money at this time. Okay. But on paper, hey, we're having fun with it. Okay. So let's see now. All right, I'm on my 30-second chart. It's jumbling around. Let me go. Let's look at our smaller time frames. Let's get smaller. 15-second. Do I have any signals on my 15-second? I got some warnings. And maybe you could learn something from this advanced. There we go. We got one. But this is 15 seconds. So I don't expect this to do much. But let's see. It's a reference point. Okay. You can learn from watching this because you can apply what I'm doing here to larger time frames. Like this is, I'm showing you how to jump around, what to look for. Okay. Maybe you're jumping around from a 15 to a 5-minute or a 15 to like a 3-minute. Okay. You have to get, you have to learn that. But that's not, the good news is it doesn't take you 10 years to learn that. But to put a system together like this will take you at least 10 years. All right. It took me longer. Okay. Anyway, so let's see. My goal right now, man, I need, the only way I'm going to reach my goal of just getting back to green is I have to really load the boat here. And I really don't want to do that. Because if I'm wrong, it's just not going to look good. So back to the 30 seconds. Now you realize, by the way, when I was streaming on Friday, and I'm like, all right, I had enough. And I turned this thing off. That's when we got the pullback. Steven is like, you should have stayed on 10 more minutes. That's when I got the pullback that I was trying to get. You realize that if I get a move to like over here, which is not that unreasonable. As you can see, like it can do that pretty easily. I'll probably be green. Okay. It's not that hard it's not like I'm expecting thousands of points there. Okay. It's very possible. Now you may say, well, you're fighting the trend the whole time. Yes, I am. I am fighting the trend. I'm taking these counter trend trades because those with the trend trades are going to be rare, right? I'm going to have to go to a 5-second chart to find with the trend trades. Okay. The trend right now is bullish. So, you know, I'm trying to do stuff here in a timely manner. All right, a few more minutes. If I don't get it, if this thing doesn't do its thing in a few more minutes, I'm just going to have to leave it. All right, and then we'll try again next time. Any questions? Any questions? All right. Now's your time then to ask questions. Now, people, you can make sure you join the Discord community. There's a link in the description. All right, there's a free chat area. A lot of interesting information going through there. Also, if you need help with something, there's always someone available to help. So you can, check that out. It's free. And as a Trade Scanner Pro member, it will open up some premium areas of the community. I don't have it fully set up yet. I'm working on that. But part of the deal, and as soon as it's available, obviously you're going to have access to it. I'm setting up some extra premium channels. Plus, you'll have access to the student archive meetings and all that, the archive student meetings and all that other stuff too. Okay. which you can learn a lot from there's like a year's worth of meetings. There's like 13 or 14 meetings in there. Each one's an hour long because I conduct a meeting each month, and there's a lot of stuff in there, especially when it comes to context. So you'll have access to that as well. All right. It's not just the script you're getting more. Man, but this Bitcoin, all right. I'm just curious. I'm gonna go back to the 5. Why can't it just cooperate with me? Back to my 5. Like the 5 second is giving me shorts all over the place. It's not even giving me longs. Look at this. Wait, mine. Oh, let me go to trend mode. Let me go to trend mode. There probably are some longs on here. Oh, look at all these longs on the 5 second chart. There's one over here. There's one over here. There's 2 over here. Look at these. And I'm sitting here shorting this thing. I just like to fight the market. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Steen he only sleeps like an hour a day. He's always available to help someone. That's why you gotta sign up with those affiliate links so the guy can get some sleep. All right. 5 second chart. Definitely don't recommend this chart. All right, let's go back to, I'm working on a 30-second chart, and I wouldn't recommend that either. But I want you to notice the random nature. Okay, we can learn something about the random nature here. Look at this, all this noise. It tries to pop up, it tries to pop up, it tries to pop up, and it keeps rejecting. What is at this level? Let's look back. Is there something here? Why does it keep rejecting? Right? There must be something here. It looks like there's some price action over here. Again, this is a small time frame. This is not that long ago, but there's something over here, right? Obviously, we can see here that, there's a reason that this is being rejected. What about going further back? Look, there's some action here. This isn't random. Look, there was a support, okay? It became resistance. It broke, became resistance again. Okay, resistance here, rejected, right? Support, broke again, right? Broke, tested here again, and now you can see, right? Resistance is in play. Am I green yet? Man, not even close. Yeah, this is just noise. All right, a couple more minutes, I promise. A couple more minutes, and I'm turning this off. But I tried. All right. Any questions, anyone? I tried to stream like earlier. Maybe when I do another stream, I'll stream at a more convenient time. Not the Monday stream. The Monday stream is always at the same time, like just around 3 o'clock. But maybe like during the week, I can do an earlier stream, like 2 o'clock my time or 2:30 my time, and that's a much more appropriate time in the markets, because the stock market is still open, okay? And volume usually starts flowing again at about 2 o'clock, all right, for day trades. Any questions, anyone? Any questions? I have, so Sam here signed up, but anyone else? Like if you don't see the value of this, tell me why. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear that. Like, what do you not see about this? Maybe you'll say, well, I'm not a day trader. You don't have to be. You don't have to do these time frames, right? You could do a daily time frame very easily. It's just, you're not going to see as many trades. You could do a 4-hour chart. If you don't want to sit here and stare at the chart, you could sign up for the other trade scanner, the bot. The bot will send you an email on the 4, because that basically works on the 4-hour time frame. And you could see the results of that if you go to the website, okay? And you go to the results page on the website. These results are from the bot. Okay, same system, a lot of red there, same system, but this is the bot though. And the bot can't make adjustments. The bot doesn't take counter trend trades, right? This is only one side of the market. All right, so you kind of get an idea and you're like, oh, there's a lot of red. Yeah, there's a lot of red because it's only on one side of the market, and many of those trades are the same trade, right? When it calls Bitcoin, for example, and it calls a bunch of altcoins, typically it's the same signal. When you have Trade Scanner Pro, you're now basically on your own with the same system, right? So now you're looking at, whatever time frame you want, and you have counter trend mode, and you have a trailing stop, right? The bot doesn't have all those features. Okay. So the bot is more for people that just don't have time to do any of this and would just rather get an email. But I think the script by itself offers the flexibility. So this would be more appropriate, especially for more advanced traders or people that are looking for more action. You can find it. All right, what's going on here? I thought there was a signal. Maybe it's, oh, look, this is a long signal. Am I on? Oh no, counter trend is off. So I got a long signal on here. Again, that's a 15-second. I'm not going to watch that. Let's go back to the 30-second. Let's see what does the 1 minute show. This is the 1 minute chart. Trend is bullish, so I'm going to go to counter trend because I'm interested in the counter trend. Oh, now look at this. A 1 minute trade from earlier, a short. Okay, cool, because I'm short too. So here's a trade that I wasn't really paying attention to because I was on the 30-second, but now I can pick this up on the 1 minute because I'm short and I can use this as a reference. Cool, Howard. Cool. Have you signed up for the free trial? If you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting for. 14 days, free. Cancel anytime. I know I hate to sound like a car salesman. I'm not selling cars here. Okay. All I'm trying to do is get green so I could turn off the stream. But I think this move may be it. All right. Are you in, Howard? Yes or no? So and when you become like a TradeScanner Pro member, cool. You just signed up now? The reason why I'm asking is because you're going to have to give me a few hours to send you the invite. Okay, I'm not like when I turn off the stream, I'm not going to be able to send it like right away. I'm going to have to you have to give me a few hours, but I will have it to you by tonight. You just signed up during the stream, or have you been in it? Man, this thing knows I'm talking. Oh, 2 weeks ago. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe you signed up just now. This thing is just not. This thing can hear me talking. It's like, wait a minute. He's short and he needs to look good. Let's not go lower. Let's go back up to the take. Let's go back to the break even, so it can make him look bad. I'm telling you, they're listening to me. And as soon as I turn the stream off, you watch. It's going to go here. All right. 2 more minutes, I promise. Steen, I guess people that are, it says I have 70 people here. I don't know. I think I have 5 people here and I have like 65 bots. So this thing stinks. But this is what it's like when there's no momentum. Okay? And the system is not going to work very well when there's no momentum. This is what happens. Like it tries to go a bit and then it gives it back and then it tries and it gives it back. This is no momentum. Right? Look, this is back to break even. Right? This is no momentum. You don't want to be messing around, wasting your time in these environments. Okay. If you're practicing like I am, okay, cool. You want to practice on paper, but just for expectation reasons, just for expectations, expecting like a big move here or a move to my take profit, blah, 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 is not very likely. Okay. Cool. All right. So anyone else, again, if you're new, I hope to see you on the free trial. I'm going to start getting out of this. Let's see. Not a good P&L, but at least it's not minus 2,000. All right, so I'm going to start buying this back. Let's say I bought one. Maybe we get another red candle. I'll buy some more back. Cool. Yeah, Steen is the architect. Helped me put this thing together. And I have to say, he's done an amazing job with the script. He also has other ideas that we haven't even gotten to yet. You know, so But he really helped me code. Like I could never code this system and do this like the way he's done this. So yeah, great thanks to Stian. Guys, go to his affiliate links. That's how you could show him appreciation. I mean, he just gave me the update that I pushed yesterday. I mean, the guy works very hard. He could be sleeping or having a beer. Okay. Are we going to get some red here or what? Now, so lessons learned, right? Time of day. Working on the side of the trend in the beginning. Working on a 15-minute chart in the beginning. Get a feel for it. A couple of trades are not an adequate sample. You need to put on a few dozen trades to get a feel. And you have plenty of time to do that in 14 days. You can do that. And do it on paper. Okay? Don't trade real money. Do it on paper. TradingView has a nice paper trade platform. Even if you don't have the order book, you can still paper trade on this thing. If you don't have like the more expensive version of TradingView, you can still paper trade. Okay? You could set that up very easily and paper trade. Okay, or if you have a Forex broker, these exchanges, you can paper trade. There's no excuse. Paper trade. All right, I'm going to get up more, covering this position a little bit more. And let's getting some red there. So let's see if we get a little more. If we can break this support here, this minor support, maybe we'll get a little action. See, it would have been nice if I got one of these moves, but it's not that we're not at the appropriate time of day. What time was that? This was at 3:15. This move over here, 3:15 my time. That was like over an hour ago. That was while the stock market was still open. Okay, once the stock market closes, this thing turns to garbage. All right, that's typical. By the way, that's typical behavior. Okay, cool. All right, so this thing doesn't want to break. I'm on the 1 minute chart, by the way. So in this stream, I went through like the 15-second, 30-second, 1 minute. I was on the 5-second at one point. So we jumped around through a lot of time frames. You have to get used to that if you want to do this on this level. You don't have to, though. That's not a requirement. You have to make this system your own. That's one of the great things about this. Okay, you work on the time frame that you're comfortable with. It doesn't matter if it's a 5 minute, it doesn't matter if it's a 30 minute. You have to find what you're comfortable with, the kind of risk you're comfortable taking, and all that kind of stuff. Also, your experience level is going to have an effect somewhat. Like you're not going to be able to do all these advanced things that I'm doing because you're just not going to understand. You're not going to have the confidence to do it. Okay, that takes time. But you're at a great starting point if you're using this system. You're at a great starting point because this is going to put you in the habit of doing things that you should be doing, but that you don't because of all the garbage and confusion that's normally pushed your way. Okay, so I'm going to blow these out. This market's going nowhere. Blowing one out. And I'll give this 1 more minute. I'm going to blow the whole thing out. All right, so people, the link is here on the screen. That's where you could sign up for the 14-day free trial. Check the other links in the description. Make sure that you check out Stian's affiliate links and all that stuff while I close this out here. And I hope to see you in the community. I hope to see you on the free trial. All right. Any other questions? If you have, also, you can send me an email. You can send Stian an email or reach him in the community. Or if you want to send me messages on the platform here, you can do that as well. All right. And by the way, if you get a message from me first, initiating the message, most likely it's not me. Please keep that in mind. Some people try to impersonate me at times. Usually you send me the message and I respond, not the other way around. All right, guys, I'm out of this thing. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you very much for watching.